Hey, Story Drive friends! I am giving you my October newsletter update. You probably can't tell, but I'm wearing a sweater today. And that's because the weather has started to shift in Atlanta. It is dropping down in the low 60s overnight and warming up to the high 70s, mid 70s, high 70s in the afternoons. For me, that's gold. Like seriously. I love hot weather, and when it drops below 70, I start to feel it. So it is now becoming long sleeves and sweater weather for me. But that's enough about my temperature. To give you a quick update on the ministry, the last time I sent out a newsletter, I was sharing with you that I was probably going to be working with a group, and I am. Todd Michaels, the founder of the ministry, and I were chatting, and I really felt a peace about just stepping into my role, even though I wasn't fully funded, so that the Lord could open up doors. And, so far he's been opening up a little bit of doors. I'm still not fully funded, but I know it's going to happen. For those of you that are connected to people who might have some bandwidth in their tithing or might be open to resonating with what we're doing, I'd love an opportunity to talk to them. So just go ahead and make the introduction, and the rest is up to God. But this group I'm working with is in Georgia, and they're located in the South Atlanta area, farther south of Macon. And we're working virtually with them. The pastor is actually being the lead facilitator for the Steps of Courage group. And then Todd Michaels and I are working to help him out, to support him, to help go over the stories, provide feedback, and all of that stuff. So that's been super cool. And then I was assigned an individual to actually work directly with me. He's from Seattle, and I'm going to be working with him, and he's going to fly in because he wants to come in and visit with some people he knows and shoot his story here. So that's going to be really neat too, to work with somebody and then to actually meet them on their filming day. And of course, I am also prepping my story. So that's going to be neat. My story should be filmed in the early part of November, and then once it's edited and done, I should be able to release it to you, I would think, by the December newsletter. So that's going to be fun. And it's been really cool because I've given my testimony a lot through Celebrate Recovery, and my CR testimony is about 20 minutes. And I read it because they require that. They don't want you to go over a certain time frame. And so once they approve your script at a time frame, they want you to read it, so you stick to the time. So this whole creating a story and then memorizing it and putting it before camera is different for me. It's almost kind of like being an actor, where you have to memorize the information. But what's really neat about this is I can't do the 20-minute version because it's long. So I actually had to break it down to just one key story in my testimony. And it's been really fun to hone in on that and to work with Todd to craft it so that it sounds good and flows well, so that by the time I get to the camera, I know it so well, I can just share it. And that is the beauty of what we do. We get to spend time with the Lord and then time with the story coach to work through the parts of our story that the Lord wants to share. And then this really neat kind of spiritual process occurs where things get cut out of the story that just don't need to be there. Things get added to the story that maybe I didn't think of, that the Lord brings to mind. And by the time it is all said and done, the story just comes out as though it was over a coffee cup conversation. And that's the way it's supposed to be. Yes, there is preparation beforehand, but by the time you get to the camera, you know your story so well, there's no effort in telling it at that point. And then you can just authentically and transparently sit in front of the camera and share as though you were looking at another person. So it becomes this wonderful, transparent, authentic moment. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how my story is edited and put together. It's going to be fun. So that's my update. Thank you again for everyone who is either praying for me or donating financially to me or encouraging me. For those of you, again, who have connections, I'm still trying to get fully funded, so I would love the opportunity to talk. If you're in the Atlanta area and you think my crazy adventure story would be great for your small group, I would love an opportunity to share about that and then introduce Story Drive and possibly have some people resonate with what we're doing and come on as ministry partners in that avenue. So that's another way you can help me, is to make introductions to groups that I could speak in front of. So thanks again. I appreciate it. And blessings to all of you. I would encourage you, if you haven't yet taken the 2-minute survey, to do so. It's a lot of fun for you to go through and consider sharing your story. You don't have to, but this survey helps you kind of think about it. And we're also running a pilot program for churches anywhere in the country. And so if your church might be interested in doing their stories, we'd love to talk to them about that as well. So thanks again. I appreciate it. Have a great October, everybody. And as the holidays are coming up and you're preparing for that, blessings to you. And I look forward to catching up with you again in November. Bye, guys. See ya.